Welcome to Egypt, home to one of the most advanced and enduring civilizations of the ancient world. Please join us for an unforgettable day with the pharaohs. Egyptian pyramids were built as tombs for the pharaohs. There are about 80 pyramids in Egypt today. The largest and most famous of those are the pyramids at Giza, just outside of Cairo. The first and largest of the three Giza pyramids is the Great Pyramid of Khufu, built approximately 4,500 years ago. The solar boat of Khufu was discovered near the Great Pyramid in 1954. The beautifully preserved boat is made of Lebanon cedar and almost 150 feet long. The purpose of the boat is not known for sure, but it was likely meant either to carry the resurrected pharaoh across the sky with the sun god Ra, or to carry the body of the pharaoh to Giza for entombment. The Great Sphinx at Giza stands guard in front of the second largest pyramid on the plateau, that of Khufu's son, Khafra. Situated on the border of Upper and Lower Egypt, Memphis was the capital of Egypt during the Old Kingdom and remained an important city for centuries thereafter. Little remains of the once grand city, but the lovely alabaster Sphinx and an unfinished Colossus of Ramses II make it well worth a visit. The Step Pyramid at Saqqara is a prototype of the true pyramid, built by layering successively smaller mastabas, a type of rectangular burial monument. As the first royal tomb in pyramidal form and the first large monument built with limestone, the Step Pyramid was revolutionary in Egyptian architecture. The Red Pyramid at Dashur was built by the pharaoh Senefru, father of Khufu. Although larger than the Great Pyramid of Khufu, this monument is not a true pyramid because the outer layers are built around a step pyramid. The Bent Pyramid was Senefru's attempt at a true pyramid. Unfortunately for him, the angle was too steep and had to be altered about midway up to relieve stress on the foundation. The Papyrus Institute was established in 1968 to revive the ancient technique. Visitors watch a demonstration on how the papyrus plant is processed into paper and shop for papyrus art and other souvenirs. The Egyptian Museum is a vast repository of treasures from pre-dynastic through the Greek and Roman periods. Exhibits range from huge statues to coins and papyrus. The hundreds of objects recovered from the tomb of Tutankhamun show the remarkable artistry of the ancient Egyptians. The area known as Old Cairo is the oldest part of the city and the site of settlements which predate Cairo. remains of a Roman fortress still stand, and the oldest church, synagogue, and mosque in Egypt are here. St. Mary's Coptic Church is known as the Hanging Church because it is built over a passage in the Roman fortress. Ben Ezra Synagogue was converted from a church in the 9th century and became a major pilgrimage and festival center for North African Jews. The Grand Muhammad Ali Mosque occupies an imposing position within the Saladin Citadel in the center of Cairo. Muhammad Ali was an Ottoman ruler of Cairo in the early 19th century, and the mosque is distinctly Turkish in style. Khan el-Khalili is a vast open-air market where you can shop for most anything, from spices to souvenirs to camels. Egypt's second largest city and largest port is Alexandria, on the Mediterranean Sea. Alexandria was founded in 331 BC by Alexander the Great and became one of the most famous cities in the ancient world. The city's lighthouse was one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world, and its library was the most famous center of scholarship of its time. Pompey's Pillar was actually built in honor of the Roman Emperor Diocletian over 300 years after the death of Pompey. It is the tallest ancient monument standing in Alexandria. Dating to the 1st century AD, the Qom el-Shakafa catacomb beautifully combines the cultural traditions and architectural styles of Egyptians, Greeks, and Romans. The new Library of Alexandria strives to surpass the legendary scholarship of the city's ancient library. The new library opened in 2002 and consists of a vast general library, 6 specialized libraries, 4 museums, a planetarium, multimedia and interactive science and cultural exhibits, academic research centers, art galleries, and much more. Built as a summer residence for the last Ottoman ruler of Egypt, Montaza Palace is currently used by Egypt's president and is closed to the public. The lovely surrounding garden, however, is a popular shady retreat for all. About 60 miles west of Cairo, on the Mediterranean coast, the village of El Alamein was the site of an important Allied victory during World War II. Over 80,000 soldiers were killed or wounded in a number of battles in the area. An hour flight from Cairo to Luxor takes you to the heart of Upper Egypt and the Nile Valley. This is the area of ancient Thebes. The mortuary temple of Hatshepsut on the west bank of the Nile near Luxor honors the reign of one of ancient Egypt's very few female rulers. Hatshepsut ruled for over 20 years. Despite significant damage, 2 colossal statues of the pharaoh Amenhotep III are striking sentinels to the Theban necropolis. Within the Theban necropolis, the Valley of the Kings was the royal burial grounds from approximately the 16th to the 11th century BC. The tombs were cut deep into the valley walls, with long, elaborately painted corridors leading to the burial chambers. Of 63 recorded tombs, that of Tutankhamun, opened by Howard Carter in 1922, was the only one to be discovered with most of its contents intact. Karnak is a massive temple complex built by generations of pharaohs over more than 1,000 years. Karnak's ancient name means the most sacred of places. It is the largest temple ever built. Within the complex, the great hypostyle hall is a forest of 134 giant columns, some 80 feet tall. The beautiful Luxor temple was a center of the important annual festival of Opet, which celebrated the divinity of the pharaoh. The Temple of Horus at Edfu is the best preserved ancient temple in Egypt. Cruises of 3, 4, and 7 nights travel on the Nile between Luxor and Aswan, with escorted daily sightseeing along the way. Cruises on Lake Nasser are also available. Depending on cabin configuration, cruises accommodate 50 to 150 passengers. The temple at Kom Ombo is almost perfectly symmetrical, with one side dedicated to the crocodile god, Sobek, and the other side dedicated to the falcon god, Horus. The unfinished obelisk in the ancient granite quarries at Aswan would have stood a record 137 feet high and weighed 1,200 tons if completed. A felucca ride on the Nile is a relaxing way to experience the pace of traditional Egypt, past and present. For a longer experience of traditional Nile sailing, the dahabiya accommodate up to 12 passengers for 3 and 4 night cruises. The 25-minute flight from Aswan to Abu Simbel offers sweeping aerial views of Lake Nasser, a 350-mile-long reservoir created as a result of the construction of the Aswan High Dam in the 1960s. Today, the temples at Abu Simbel overlook Lake Nasser, but their original location is hundreds of feet under the surface of the lake. The temples were moved to their current site in the 1960s. Ramses II had the temples built to honor himself and his queen, Nefertari, and to intimidate his Nubian neighbors to the south. Now, as our day comes to a close, consider immersing yourself with your best walking shoes and a good sun hat and all of your senses in a week or two with the pharaohs. Truly, a trip of a lifetime.